All right. Time out. We've got all these awesome sponsors here.
Right.
Where can they find all the information out for that?
Oh, if only there was a place. If there was only
A portal.
a hub.
A central hub to
A
do so.
central location.
I think there is.
Do we have the technology?
Yes. Baconismypodcast.com is where you can find the best deals on all of our awesome sponsors, including Drink Wild Bills, Pod Decks, Manscaped, all of them. Go over there, find their promo codes. You always get the best deals. But what else can you get over there?
Well, not only can you get the best deals, and we'll always keep those up to date, you can also help out the show by grabbing some t-shirts, some swag. Jump over to the Bacon is My Fashion section. Yeah, there's a whole section. It's just there for you. It's there for you. You can check it out. We have nice t-shirts. They don't chafe. They're nice to the nips. You know I like that.
You know Jimmy's all about his nice to the nips.
I'm like the
shirts.
Drax of this show. You know? I got sensitive nipples, man. I got sensitive nipples. If you have sensitive nipples, check that out. And you know what? How about your ear holes? You want to take care of those ear holes? Because you can find links to all of our episodes. How about your eyeballs? You want those eyeballs? You can find links to our YouTube, Strangerhood TV. You can check out everything right from baconismypodcast.com. It's easy. It's super simple. It's right there. What's your bacon?
I will say that when you go to this site, that will be your new bacon.
That will be your new bacon. Check it out.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome all
Yeah.
to Bacon is My Podcast. I am Mike. He is Jimmy G. And today we have Chicago, Illinois three-piece alt-rock band with their brand new album out now. I Don't Want to Make It Hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, Better Love. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, we're going to act like this didn't just happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great to just meet you guys now.
Yeah. So good to see you again, you know?
Well, it happened-
Oh, man, after our chat
The
last
last
time,
thing,
we just
it
had to
happened
come
on
back.
Friday, okay? It didn't happen on Monday, which is now, or whenever you're listening to
We
it.
all wear the
Could be
same
Tuesday.
clothes.
It's a new day.
It was over
I watched
40
it.
years.
It's like a cartoon where it's like they never change outfits.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are.
See?
Exactly.
I feel cartoony from time to time.
You're like a living cartoon, basically.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have him in my life. It's like my Roger Rabbit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty cool.
I'll take that.
So, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Actually, it took us a little while to get this going because one of your last singles came out. You guys were pitched to us, and I heard it, and I was like, I need to get them on. I need to get them on. I fell in love with it right away. And when we circled back, you guys were putting out the full record, which came out. I got to listen to it. It is fucking awesome. So congratulations on that.
Absolutely.
Man, thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for being patient with us and waiting it out and coming on the show eventually. Like, we really appreciate it because I like bands that I like and bringing them on. That's we get a lot of bands that we.
I also
don't-
like bands that you like.
Yeah, well, no, I mean that we like.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
just
bands
saying.
that we like too.
Yeah. So, guys, what I want to get down to brass tacks real quick. Brad, why do you hate East Coast pizza?
What do I?
I mean, it's in print. It's in black and white, but
it's in print. But then when we asked
on
him and we
record.
said we were Long Island before, he quickly changed his tune. He was like, "Oh man, there's something about this New York pizza that I just love."
Yeah.
And I was like,
I mean,
suspect."
Jackie K, how do you feel about a flip flopper in the band?
I
I
love
think it's
it personally.
important to. I was going to get very political, and I was going to say it's very important to learn
Yes.
and readjust your
Yes.
opinion when you get new facts.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what?
I mean,
100%.
it was in 2018,
That was a long time ago.
and Brad, you might have done a lot of growing since then. I mean,
Or he might have
can only
gone.
hope.
He might have gone to a better pizza place
right,
since then. You know.
Right.
Sometimes people come here and they're like, "Let me get the first pizza place that I see," And sometimes it sucks. Not all New York pizza is awesome.
Yeah,
I'll say
not
it.
all pizza's created equal.
I'll say it.
Where's this data from? Where is this 2018 quote from? I'm so intrigued.
I don't.
I don't have it
cite
on
them.
me right now.
I don't cite them
How
on
do we know
our
you're not
notes.
just giving
It's
us
just
fake
stated as
news?
fact.
Oh man, I'm gonna find it.
Here we
while
go.
he-
Yeah,
while he talks to you, I'm gonna find it now.
I am gonna say that perhaps you didn't say that you hate it. I just like to stir the pot.
No, he did not say he hated it.
No.
He was like,
He just said that Chicago style pizza is better than anything on the
it's
East
better
Coast.
than anything. on the
and
East
and
Coast.
that means listen, I'm going to tell you what. Florida pizza, hot garbage.
Oh,
Virginia pizza, garbage.
I don't think I've had pizza in Florida.
If you get a chance, don't
don't.
pass on it.
Fair enough.
go
No
ahead
reason
and
to.
just move
Get
along.
seafood. Get
Pizza
seafood.
pizza from New Hampshire,
Oh.
trash. So I get on the overall. Yeah, on the East Coast, it's not very good, but New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, it's definitely worth going. But
Yeah.
I will say that we don't hate on Chicago style pizza. Actually, we had Jacques from Pop Punkin' Pizza podcast, and we did a swapski. So we sent him New York pizza. He sent us Lou Malnati's, and delicious. Oh, he's got it.
In November 12th,
That's my birthday.
2018,
On my birthday of all days, Brad.
in the interview
Happy birthday.
on getalternative.com, interview Better Love break down their debut EP and Pretending. We have an interview.
Something? Oh boy.
Yeah.
We have an interview with Brad where you are asked I'll give two questions because I'll be honest, there was really no need for the shade.
Right.
There was no need. What do you love about living in Chicago? Brad says there's a lot to do in Chicago and there's a lot of different culture to see and experience. It's a great city for music and art as well. The food is also pretty good.
Not a glowing endorsement there.
Next question. Is deep dish pizza really the best? Brad says, it's great, but sometimes there's nothing that beats a good thin crust. Regardless, Chicago pizza is better than East Coast pizza. Oops. Oops is right, Brad.
It says,
I love that you
Oh,
put
man.
oops in there too.
Little did you know.
you know,
Little did you know that only 5 years later, this was coming back at you.
This is
Things you
this is why
expect.
people get canceled, Brad. Kidding. Totally kidding. Totally kidding.
for the East Coast pizza takes.
That's right.
Oh,
Wow.
I stand by you, Bradley.
That's honestly, that's incredible. Pulling that one. That's pretty good.
well, you didn't realize that we had such a crack team of experts.
That's right.
Looking into you guys.
Hey, doing
That's
full
right.
in-depth research on us.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. But let's get a little serious.
Well, I was going to let him
for a
explain
second.
himself because he's
No, there's no explanation.
Okay, all right.
There is.
All right, that's fine.
No.
Hey, you know what, Brad? I understand. I grew up in the Midwest. I live in Indiana. Chicago pizza was my favorite pizza forever. And then I moved to New York, and I was like, oh my God, this is really good. This is really, really good. And then every time I go back to Chicago, I have some pizza, and I'm like, oh, damn, this is so good. This is so good.
Yeah.
I will say, they're two of the best.
Yeah.
Two of the best.
Agreed.
And I'll go that far. I mean, I would never be so bold as to say that New York pizza is way better than anything from Chicago. Oops, that's not something I would ever say.
Big oops.
But
you know,
but
we
I
live
get
and
it.
grow,
I get
and
it. I get it.
I definitely have it really depends on the day for me, like what I'm feeling now. Because I think I had some good East Coast pizza. I'm like, it has its place. It is very good.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It's all
Hey, there's room
It's
in
all
our
wonderful.
hearts. There's room in our hearts for all pizza.
Yes.
Pizza comes in all shapes and sizes with all kinds of toppings. It is all amazing.
Listen, I love all this
delicious.
pizza talk, but my stomach is growling.
Yeah.
we need to move on, or else I'm gonna eat something and
She's gonna eat her arm, and that's gonna be it. No,
start gnawing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's move on. How those balls looking?
you know what season is, right?
I do indeed. It is time.
It is time for smooth sack summer. And how do I keep everything smooth, everything tidy, everything the way it should be?
Well, I don't know how you do, but I'll tell you how I do. Manscaped, buddy. You know how much we love the crop mops. You know how much we love the lawnmower, but they have the Performance Package 4.0 now.
They did a little upgrade to the Weed Whacker. Weed Whacker is, of course, the nose and ear hair trimmer. It is now the 2.0. And also, they are getting into the beard game. They've got their brand new beard trimmer, which is fantastic. So go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD, and that will give you 20% off and free shipping.
That's right. So don't forget to work on those testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks. Keep them clean and ask yourself, what's your bacon?
Well, hello there. Hi, Bacon Boys. It's me, Alex from Vatica. I'm just stopping by to let you know that they got a brand new song coming out this Friday. You can pre-save it right now on Spotify or by going to any of my social media and just clicking on the bio link. It's 2 taps to pre-save. Super easy. The song's called Is It Enough? And it's about trying to survive in this dystopian hellscape reality that we live in. It's anthemic, it's catchy, big hooks, big guitars, super fun. Hope you check it out, and I am looking forward to being on your show soon.
Well, so you guys have a bunch of festival dates planned and stuff. So tell us a little bit about that. What made you, or how did you get more into like festival dates than like a traditional tour kind of thing? And or are you going to fill in those dates between festivals?
Yeah, I think. I think our plan is usually to try to fill in, some dates in between, like festival shows and things like that, depending on where it's at. Because we're playing like Fest in Florida in October. Yeah. We're planning to do like a couple of shows around that. It's as far as how we got into that. I don't know. It's one of those things that like for us, we talk about. One of our bucket list things for our band is to like. I feel like everybody wants us now is to become like a festival band.
Yeah.
I feel like the most ideal world is like where we just do our thing and we write and record songs and then just play a handful of festivals throughout a year.
A dream come true.
And then just rinse, repeat.
Right. You're just guaranteed people are going to be there. They're in that kind of fun mood, and you get to play with amazing bands, and you might be sharing a stage with somebody that is like some crazy huge band that you love that maybe you wouldn't have gotten the chance to play with otherwise because they're coming out for doing a festival because that's all they do.
Yeah,
festivals are super fun. Yeah.
Well, and I will say too, we played Detroit Pride just a month ago, and that was like a really pleasurable experience. I think like the team that like is running festivals and the team behind it was just really kind and supportive, and they made sure that we had everything we needed, and it was just really it's really nice and it's refreshing to be supported that way. It's just makes you feel like a bigger team, a bigger family, and it's a lot.
I saw a few pictures from that. It looked like it was a cool stage, good like area, and looked like a fun show to be on. How was that experience? Like getting to jump on that.
It was awesome. I loved it a lot. It was really cool just in general to like, I think when it comes to playing at festivals, like the chance that you're gonna be playing for people who have never heard of you is really high.
Yeah.
And that's exciting to like be able to like connect with people that you might not have had the opportunity to do so. And then especially just in the queer community, it's really great. Just, I'm a part of the queer community. So, seeing people that are like you, that like your music is great.
I'm sure. Yeah. That's gotta be awesome.
Yeah.
Getting to like, were there any like specific experiences or bands that you got to meet there, or just people that you got to meet there, or fan interactions that you had there that were really special for you?
We sold our first vinyl there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
it was cool. We brought it out early. There was a group of friends that we saw in the back that were just really engaged with us, and it was fun. It was fun to see. And then afterwards, they came up and talked to us, and they bought our vinyl and asked us to sign it, and it was really a wholesome experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, just to kind of go off what Jackie was saying, I think that was the big thing for us that day. It was like, doing our set and like seeing a couple like pockets of people who were like really getting into it, and realizing that was like their first time seeing us or even hearing us, and they would come up and like say hey and talk to us afterwards, and they bought a record and things like that. I think that was I think that's always the most like exciting thing about that, to know that like we did what we love to do most, and that like struck a chord with someone else. Like,
right,
yeah.
That really made some kind of connection for one reason or another. So yeah, that was really great. It was a really good day.
I think it's really cool. I think the festival thing is really cool, especially nowadays. I think that there's a lot less, we've talked about it on the show in the past, like the tribalism in music, and it's like, all right, well, if you like this genre, you're not going to like this genre, and,
right.
all that kind of stuff. But I feel like now, very, very rarely do people get tickets to a festival and just have one specific or like 3 specific bands they want to see.
Right.
And they're way more open to seeing new music and stuff like that. So I think that's really awesome for you guys, and I think you'll do really well at Fest in Florida, because that's a lot of like more punk bands, right? That's more like punk and like old school hardcore a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I hadn't even been to Fest before. So I think have you been to Fest, Kay?
No, I haven't, but it is more predominantly like punk bands and stuff like that. Like the stage that we're playing has it's like emo bands too. Like Braid is playing the stage that we're playing, which is insane.
Okay. Oh,
so
nice. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like we definitely don't fit like perfectly genre wise, but like that's totally fun, because like I've been saying this forever, but like on like a rock bill we're a pop band, but on the pop bill we're a rock band, so it kind of just like it works out, and I think it's a fun time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think I on the complete other side, my band is always like not heavy enough or too heavy, and like I just find that when you stick out, and people appreciate that.
I love being a sore thumb on shows.
Right.
Sure.
That's my favorite.
Right. I never mind that at all.
Is there a better compliment than like, yo, I'm not really into your style of music, but I really like you guys?
Yeah, I think it's great.
I love that. That's the best ever, When was, for each of you guys, you said a little bit about like just seeing people that are getting into what you're doing, and then them communicating with you that like, hey, you created something that touched me in some way or affected me in some way. What was like the first time for each of you where like you had an interaction with somebody that wasn't necessarily somebody that you already knew, that was like, hey, like something about what this song hit me a certain way, or this song means something to me, where you got to have that experience of like, oh shit, that same thing that bands do for me my whole life, we just did for someone else. Wow, okay. Like, when do you guys remember having that experience before?
Yeah, there's been a few different instances of that, just like over the years of doing music. I'm trying to think of like some of the earlier ones, but the main one I'm thinking now is, I remember, the very first song that Better Love had released was this song called Bluebird, and I remember we had gotten a message on Instagram from someone, I forgot his name, but he had mentioned how like he had just recently had like a kid, and like that song like was like became like a very sort of I'm trying to think of how he described it. Damn, maybe I'm trying to blank on this one. But like it was like very touching to him about like how like his experience of like being like a father and things like that, which is like, it's one of those things where that's not exactly what like the song is about, but like to think that it like struck some sort of emotion in that way of like, you know, because I think a lot of our music has been very much about just like the human connection and that sort of theme. So like, I don't know, to think about things like that, or, you know, even down to someone just being like, hey, like this song or this, you know, EP, or, you know, maybe even one day someone will say this album, like, you know, helps pull me through this like really like difficult time in my life. I feel like that is kind of a thing that we've gotten in the past with like EPs and certain songs and things like that. That I like definitely relate to in a lot of ways, thinking about the bands that like I listened to, you know, through even like my teenage years that like helped pull through like a lot of the more like difficult times, you know. So yeah, there's been a couple instances of that. But yeah, it's always like a crazy thing when it happens. It's just like almost hard to believe that you like something you can create or be a part of creating like can have that kind of effect on someone.
Yeah, I think even like, oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I think like another big thing for me too is like, even if people don't like vocalize it, I feel like seeing things from people who resonate with the music, like a big thing I love seeing is like fan art that people make. Like for example, like our album cover, we found the person who designed it from them making fan art of like of our older songs, and we were like,
oh, that's cool. Awesome.
We were like, we love your artwork so much, like, can we hire you to do our full length? And so that's how that happened. And then like even more recently, I think this was like a day or two ago, like somebody just like animated like a lyric video for us just for fun. Like, or I don't know if it was maybe for a school project or something, but like, you know, it's crazy seeing like people with like insane amount of talent that they like resonate with your music so much in a way that it makes them want to create something themselves from it. So I think it's really cool.
That's amazing. That's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. That's really cool to like to be able to connect with other creatives and like you be that creative spark. That's really sick.
Yeah.
I love that.
How about you, Jackie?
The first one that really came to mind was someone had sent me a care package once. It was very, very sweet. It was very kind. And inside the package, they wrote me this letter. It was like 3 pages long, and it was just like this very beautiful it was just a very, very beautiful exchange where someone had said that like, you know, my existence within like the music industry is something that was really inspiring to them, and it helped them like pave their way into starting to like make music. And I remember just like sobbing when I was reading this. It was like, this is so beautiful, like, and you just like took the time to write it out, and I have it forever. You know, I have it like in my memory box, and sometimes like when it gets harder to become and to continue to be a musician, you know, reading that reminder is really, really sweet.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Like I love hearing about moments like that. Like I love the moments that I've been able to have like that are incredible. How like is it weird for you guys to look at stuff like that and think, wow, we are to somebody else what, you know, insert your band that helped you was to you? Or is it exciting to you because you're like, this is kind of like what we're wanting to do? You know what I mean? Like, what's that battle of like, this is hard to look at ourselves this way, or like, fuck yeah, we're doing this?
That's a good question. I think, for me at least, it's hard to wrap my brain around that, like, or to like fully like to soak it in. But it's exciting though. Like, you know, it's exciting to think that, because I feel like a big thing that I sort of think about when it comes to like us as a band, or even just like, you know, doing music in general, is that we're all just kind of like part of this sort of bigger thing. Like, you know, we're all creating something that, you know, is going to outlive us, like, and that's kind of the point of it. So it's hard to like wrap around like the idea of someone like, you know, having this experience with our songs the way that we did, having with you know, having the experience with music that we like grew up listening to. But it's exciting. It's kind of like what Jackie said. It's a very much a nice like reminder of like, oh yeah, this is like the ultimate reward of it.
Right.
Like
right.
this is where it really matters. Like is making, a difference for someone, no matter how big or small.
It's a crazy affirmation, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna write another song.
We'll give this another go.
All right, we're gonna keep doing this now. All right, cool. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Yeah, honestly, also too to that, there's like something that like it blows my mind, because I think when we look at like people who inspire us, or our idols, or whatever it is you want to call them,
right?
I think in an aspect you put them on like a pedestal a little bit, and you kind of just assume that like things are always good for them. They can do no wrong. They are, it's just like you can really like box a person into something that you want them to be. And in like my mind, I'm imagining these people who have like the most perfect life, and like they create these beautiful things, and people are responding well to them. So I think if someone thinks that of me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm this flawed person. I make mistakes. I have hard days, things like that. So it kind of is like bizarre to be in that like scenario where someone might look up to you, for lack of a better term. Because I think, like I said, a lot of the times the people we look up to, we have these assumptions about them.
Right.
So it's just, it makes my head spin.
Does it humanize your idols at all to you?
Definitely for sure. I also think just like growing up humanizes a lot of
well,
things.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That too, yeah. You're like, wow, this sucks. Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's like the more you learn, and the more you see, and the more you adapt and stuff like that. Definitely like humanizes a lot of people. But it is. I guess that was just like a really long form of what Brad said. It's hard to wrap.
Hey, that's It's like I like hearing other people's experience with it, and just because I think that's so cool, and I think it's cool for, I think it's cool sometimes to let a listener kind of know how that affects you as well, because I know that like there are times where if I've had somebody say something to me, or do something that made a difference to me or helped me through something, once I let them know that, if they respond to me with like, I can't even wrap my head around the fact that that's a thing, it still creates a different kind of connection, where you're like, oh my God, like, thank you for saying that to me. Mm-hmm. So I think it's cool for people that are listening to know that, one, that stuff matters. Them caring matters, and it makes a difference, and them letting you know that what you're doing means something to them matters so much, and it makes a difference. And listeners, always do that.
Yes.
Go up and tell people that you love what they do, because this shit's hard.
Yeah, I read something recently that was like, never keep a positive thought to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really nice like reminder, even like for myself, like if whether it's just like a friend where like I like something they did, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a extremely powerful thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. If I like a shirt someone's wearing, it could be any like measure of thing, but I thought that was like a nice gentle reminder.
Yeah, you never know the effect you can have on somebody's day by just doing something a little nice, or noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure. So speaking of nice things and things that we love, and so Brad talked about comedy and laughter being one of your bacons. Comedy, are you talking about like stand up? Are you talking about more like movie or sketch comedy? What kind of comedy are you into?
Interpersonal.
So I think it's a little less of I think comedy was like kind of a general blanket sort of thing for it. But lately, I guess you can say I've been sort of into sketch comedy. More specifically, have either of you seen the show I Think You Should Leave?
I just started watching that.
I have,
Yeah, that's been a show for me recently where like if I'm just like not having the best day, I just go to that for a good laugh, because and it's something that Kay and I always like quote to a point where like, we're so sorry, Jackie, that we just like annoy the shit out of you with this. But like, it's just very much my type of humor. And like, it's one of those things where, yeah, like, you know, if I'm having like not the best day or something, I just need something quick to like pick me up a little bit. I just like watch a little bit of that, or like just find some, I don't know, some dumb memes on the internet or something, like, you know, good little pick me ups that just kind of make things a little better. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of what I appreciate about it. And it's like, yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, I think you should leave the reason why Brad is saying it's like a cool, quick pick me up. The episodes are like what, like between 12 and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's not like a huge investment, and you don't have to like watch the whole series to be able to keep up with it or anything like that. It's just like a bam, it's like a sketch and you're good. And yeah, I agree with you. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And exactly like you said, it's not like a chronological, like story based show or anything. Yeah, like you said, 10 to 12 minutes or 12 to 20 minutes, you know, 3 or 4 different sketches, and it's just it's insane. Oh my god.
What's up, guys? We got a little hint for you here, a little secret. How do you help the show? We've been asked. Here's a way to help the show. Check us out over at patreon.com/baconismypod. You can get lots of extra stuff.
Yeah, like additional shows, ad-free episodes, early episodes. Shoot. Every Sunday, we record our discussions and drinks live with our patrons.
Yeah, so you can have a drink with us while we do it. You can watch us cook things. You can watch us eat things. You can just support the show. And that helps us keep putting these out. It helps us just
keep the show free.
So thank you guys so much for supporting, all of you over on Patreon already. Our patrons, you guys are our lifeblood. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to help out the show and you want to jump on, and you want to be part of that BIMP squad, jump over to patreon.com/baconismypod. And Jackie, what are we whittling out of wood?
Well, I'm whittling a whittle thing. It started as my kind of like pandemic hobby. And then it turned out I have a little knack for it. And also I like spending my time, creating something that feels, less pressure. Not that anyone's pressuring me to be a musician. I put the pressure on myself. But I also think, you know, when you've been a musician for, I mean, at this point, 20 years, you know, I think that there's just like an innate pressure on you to like either continue or be really good at it or whatever it may be.
Right.
So I think the idea of like woodworking, number one, I started just like, it was like a problem solving thing for me. Like, when Kay and I lived together, during the pandemic, I started working from home and I had no office space, but we had this little like, green room-ish area, like this like front room. It's like a very small, where we had plants, but, I created like a Murphy desk. So I built one to like pull down from the wall that I could work at, but then I could also just put it back up easily because we didn't really have storage. We didn't have a lot of room. And then I was like, wow, that's a lot of fun. Then I just started doing more. And I've done a lot of really cool things. Sometimes it's just practical. Sometimes like it could be just like a gift for someone, or one of the biggest project I ever did, and like most recently, my girlfriend's sister bought a house and I did like custom built-ins. So, and it's just like, it's fun because it's nice little problem solving for me, and it saves them on budget. And
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you made that you're specifically like super proud of? That's like your favorite thing that you've made?
It's a small thing, but I made a card box. I picked out this like really pretty piece of wood, and I made this box because my girlfriend and I like to give each other cards. So she could put keep these cards in like a really pretty vessel.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. It is awesome.
When you said woodworking, I thought more of my parents live in the Carolinas, and when you drive around, there are people who do like woodworking and stuff, and like one guy makes these decorative these huge decorative like bears, but he uses a
so cool.
chainsaw.
Yeah. One of those. Like
It's
his way
wild.
through?
Like some of that
That's
stuff.
crazy.
But actually, the furniture stuff intrigues me a lot more because that's I'm always like the we have to put furniture together. Call Mike, get him over to the house, that kind of thing.
Right.
I'm always the guy putting the furniture together. So
Right.
like that stuff is awesome. Like so the built-ins and stuff. This could use built-ins. This room can use built-ins.
Jackie, what are you doing? And
Oh yeah, I'll fly out there.
Yeah, you want to go to New York?
Yeah, I'll catch the next flight out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Make some space in here.
we'll get you some good pizza.
I was trying to find some joke to make about get some East Coast pizza, Jackie. Oops.
Listen, my stomach just stopped growling. If we bring this back, I will start to become a little cranky.
Do you have like a thing that you want to learn how to make that's like on the goal list?
Oh man, I just would really like to get better with like a router, so you can be more like decorative and you can do like much more like finite things. I've built on such like a larger scale. I'd love to get into the smaller, more meticulous type planning where like things can like fold into each other and expand and just I'd love to kind of be a bit more like technical in that space.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
That's awesome. My dad's like he's on the verge of retirement, and he's like he was always into that stuff, but never had the time, and now he's like starting to get back into it, and now he's like, oh, but the tools it's all so expensive. Like what the tools? So.
I got really lucky because at the time my sister was working for Milwaukee Tools,
nice.
and she was in sales, so I got a
hook up.
I got a hook up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Nice.
And K-pop.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? Maybe I just made you a new nickname. Maybe people call you that already.
It's funny because I actually have another channel on Instagram where I play drums to K-pop music, and it's called K-pop.
Nice.
That's perfect.
As it should be, right?
What got you into that music? Like, were you always kind of into like that, like different cultural things, or is it just the music itself, or like?
Well, I think it was like probably just like an internet deep dive. I found a group called Blackpink, and I was really obsessed with them for like a year or two. And I didn't get like super into like any other groups till maybe like a year or two after. And I found a group called Twice, if you're familiar. And then kind of mostly like the end of last year, beginning of this year, it kind of snowballed, and I just kept finding more and more groups with like different sounds and just like things I really liked. And I just love like the culture behind pop music in Korea. It's very like commercialized, first of all,
right?
But like there's also just like so much content that comes out of it other than just the songs. Just like finding these idols just doing like funny content or interviews, or like, you know, being brand ambassadors for some of like the biggest fashion brands in the world. It's just like everything behind the scenes for me is just so intriguing. And, you know, I like love the music too. So
Blackpink is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Blackpink is awesome. I discovered K-pop weirdly through becoming a fan of baby metal.
Oh yeah, that I feel like that pipeline makes sense.
It feels weird when I think about it, because it's like they're not the same, but you know, the promotional things and the kind of the way that it works,
the business model,
right?
Almost.
The business model is kind of the same, but I remember like seeing them and being like, "What is happening right now? This is amazing! Like this is really good." And then like showing it to friends and being like, did you see this right here? And then finding like Blackpink was one of the first ones that I kind of like found too, and I was like, they're awesome. I haven't done the deep dive since then, but those as soon as you said that, I was like, oh man, I gotta get back. I gotta listen again. Like I gotta get back in there.
I mean, from a business standpoint, do you ever think that Better Love could do some of the things that behind the scenes stuff,
at least
or
a video
content thing,
at least a video in the style of?
I have thought about this, and I do think there should be more like Western artists that take off of like packaging, because like you see all those albums behind me, it's a CD, technically, but it comes with like a photo book, a poster, photo cards, like all these collectible things, and I feel like that just results in like so many more sales. So like I don't know if like at the size we are right now that there's really like a demand for it, but like it's almost gambling in a sense, because like let's say
Right.
Twice, for example, has 9 members and they sell an album and there's 3 photo cards in it, so you're gonna get 3 of those members photo cards, but it might not be your favorite members photo cards, so it makes you want to go buy another
So you got to
album,
buy
so
the
you
other
can-
one, yeah.
so you can get your favorite members photo cards. So
It's that trading
should
card
Better
model.
Love do people really want Better Love like trading cards? I don't know, maybe, but like
Like choose
you know,
your fighter
it's-
card.
We won't know until we try.
Exactly.
yeah, even if
That's
it's
what
just
I'm
like
saying.
something where it's like fun inclusions, like a photo book, or like I feel like in our world maybe it would look like a zine or something, you know?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something that, you know, back in my day. No, but like I think that's something that's missing from music nowadays. I mean, we all have the Spotifys and the Apple Musics and all that stuff, and that's what we all cater towards. Shoot, you and I don't even do packaged.
I miss it. I used to.
Things and
I used to.
But like I feel like there was something about like the event of getting the CD and looking through the booklets and all that kind of stuff that it's just not happening at all anymore.
It used to be so important to me to make sure that we put out something that all the lyrics were in.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, I wrote all these lyrics. I want people to read them. I want people to see what I mean, and or get what they get out of it or whatever. And then it was like it switched to like Spotify and singles, and I was just like, I'm gonna put a PDF up of all the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make artwork that people can download, like figuring out something. Like you guys did
You guys
another
do-
thing. You put
Did
out
vinyl.
a vinyl. You put out a physical product. I saw Jackie somewhere writing that she never imagined you would release a full LP, even with singles and even with everything. So what was that like for each of you? To the first time when you opened the box and you pulled it out and you held it in your hands, and like you had that moment. What was that for you guys?
Yeah.
I'm still in disbelief. Personally, I hold it and I'm like, what?
You need to
Like-
tell me.
I did
Like
that?
I have mine on display right there.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah.
see it behind you.
And it's
Yeah.
like I feel like it's just like a crazy like a moment, like you're saying, but like for me it was like I feel like ever since I started playing music, because like I also collect vinyl too, so ever since I started playing music I was like I would love for something that I am on to be pressed onto vinyl. And after playing music and touring for I don't know, maybe probably over 10 years now, it's just like it just never happened. I had never been a part of a full length in general, let alone like getting it pressed on vinyl and everything. So it was definitely one of those like this is it kind of moments, So
Yeah, it was, man, it was so crazy. Because, like, for me, I think that moment happened not only holding the record for the first time, but for me, it was when we were deciding on colorways. Because, like, I feel like in anything creative, like whether it's music or like, actual art or anything like that, you get so, like, I don't know if caught up is the right word, but like you get so in the process that you're in that bubble, right? Like it's very infrequently that you get to like look at it from the outside, really. I feel like just being so in the process of everything, getting everything ready for the album itself, whether it was the recording, getting the mixes back, sending it off for mastering, going through like all the steps that it takes to make it happen, but not actually seeing it from the outside. I remember the day we decided on colorways, like something about it for me hit that day. I was like, oh, it's real now. Like it's actually happening.
Right.
And then, and then actually physically holding the record itself, it took a minute to like fully sink in. Where, you're holding it, you look at it and you're like, wow, like this is what we spent the last like 2 years doing.
Right.
And now here it is.
Then you put a vinyl on and you put the needle down and it's you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck?
That was really weird. Yeah, it was really cool. But really like, whoa. Because I remember even just listening to our test presses was the first one with that. And, obviously listening to the test press, making sure everything was good. But like, yeah, exactly what you said, putting the needle down and then hearing what you spent, countless hours working on, just playing back to you, but on like an analog format. It was nuts. Like, indescribable.
Now, what went into the decision of making a full length as opposed to EPs, singles? Like everybody's doing the EPs, everybody's doing the single thing. You could have gotten an EP pressed to vinyl or whatever. What made you guys decide? Okay, we want to go full length.
I think we just sat together one day and we were like, why not?
Yeah.
Best reason to do something.
Yeah, that's
best reason to do something.
Yeah, there were a few things that went into it, but that's kind of ultimately where it led to. Yeah, because I mean, there was it was right when the pandemic hit, pretty much. Like, we had come home from a tour that we were in the middle of in March of 2020. We got home. We didn't really do much for a few months while things were just in full blown disarray and chaos, just in the world. And it was one of those things where like we had been in bands that had been doing only EPs for so long and like singles. And we were like, we were just kind of looking at what the future like could hold for the band. And we were like, what's something that we have just wanted to do, but just haven't gotten to do yet? And that was one of those things. And, doing a full length album was kind of at the top of that list. So we were like, yeah, we have the resources to start working on it now. Like, let's just fucking do it. Like,
nice.
That's awesome.
See what happens. Like,
that's great.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that conversation was happening, 2.5 years ago now.
I'll tell you something that's also going to be awesome for you guys when you have it is when you put out the second full length, because so few bands that I know or that I had been in ever put out a second record. Like, even if you put out a first one, it was like you put out a first one and then you tried to tour behind it and then the band broke up. it's like you get
we've got quite a challenge now,
right? You get to that second record and you put that second record out and you're like, we have a sophomore record. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've heard too that like the second full length is like the most important as well, and maybe that's why it's like you didn't break up. Congrats.
Right? Yeah. Like, you're still here. Like it's a weird. It's honestly it's a weird mind trip. When my band put out our second record, it was like, and I had the same thing that you guys did with the first record, where I was just like, this is incredible. I can't believe this. And then that band broke up, and then I got another band, and it was like, put out a first record and it was like, then that band broke up. And then finally, like I put it out and I put out a second record, and then it was like, put out a third record, and you start to kind of like feel like, oh man, like, okay, this is a whole different feeling now, and it's just a cool. So I'm anxious for that for you, because you got that first milestone, and that first milestone is so important and so awesome, and you've already released so much music already. So it's like you guys already have that kind of like, hey, we have a catalog of music, which even though it's not the thing that legitimizes you as a band, but it also kind of does, because you can point to, oh yeah, if you go to our Spotify, there's a whole catalog of music you can listen to. Like that's an important thing, and that's a pretty cool thing. So I'm glad you guys had that, and I'm anxious for the next one for you too.
Yeah, that was a big thing for us too. I think, at least for me, we wanted to have like you said, like a nice like catalog of music. Like, we had the singles and the EPs, but we just wanted we just wanted to have more to work with too.
Absolutely.
I think this is also like, right now we're obviously the record's out. Like, we're going to be doing all the follow-up stuff we're going to be doing with it. But I think also we're kind of looking forward to just like having a second to breathe and then start writing more songs again. Because I think ultimately that's our favorite part of this, is just, like, writing and recording songs. Having that creative process is really big for us.
It's pretty...
and now that we have this experience of this first record, we know what things work and what things don't. Right. And so I feel like we're just more informed as we go into whatever the next step is.
For sure.
Nice.
Well, guys, we took up a lot of your time.
Yes.
And we really do appreciate it. We appreciate Jackie. You go ahead and eat something. But before you do, let everybody know where they can hear everything there is Better Love.
Yeah, wherever you listen to music these days. Honestly, we have records now. We have physical records that you can order off of our site. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah, I wish so we're working on a website. But I know in our Instagram, Better Love US, there's a link in our bio that is going to give you anything and everything. It's going to show you where our YouTube is, where our Spotify is, bands in town, whatever it is, Better Love, the link in our bio at Better Love US on Instagram.
And most importantly, they've got some awesome merch packages.
Yes.
True.
Go get some merch.
Good.
Go get some swag.
Yep.
Because it helps.
And take pictures of yourself wearing it and hashtag Better Love on it so that they see it and so that they can also see how much you love what they're doing.
Appreciate.
You know? So show them what's up. Spread the word.
Tag us.
Tag and spread the sound. Spread the word. Spread it all. Guys, I'll ask you again now that we're at the end of this. I asked you before. We'll see if it changed at all, if anything was stirred up in your mind. Right now, what's your bacon?
My bacon is East Coast pizza.
I was about to say pizza because honestly, I might go buy a slice right now.
Nice.
I might go.
Kay, what about
better
you?
be pizza.
My bacon is probably still K-pop music.
Nice.
Nice.
Love it. Thank you guys for spending your time with us. We do appreciate you. We appreciate it. You're welcome back anytime, all the time. And everybody that's listening, remember to ask yourselves every day, right? Maybe it's pizza. I think we're gonna have to get pizza too. I think
so.
I think that's what's gonna
that's the
happen
next
now.
step.
But remember to ask yourselves every day, what is that thing that makes your life a little bit better? What's that thing that makes your day a little bit better? Spread a little positivity. Bring a little bit into your life, guys. Do you remember what the question is that they should ask themselves?
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon?
See? We all got it.
What is your bacon?
Yes.
All right,
Awesome.
That's the episode, guys. Thank you guys so much.
Better Love. Lots of fun.
Yeah, they are lots of fun.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah.
Definitely check out the record. It's really, really good. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything. I'd be like, Better Love. They're a band.
It's out there.
They exist.
Okay.
But
It's a thing.
They're good. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Soy up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Soy up there.
For sure. The record is really good. Like I said, I heard their single and immediately was like, this is different. This is cool. I want this on the show.
Yeah, I remember you saying that to me too. You pointed it out, and when I checked it out today, I was like, it honestly wasn't what I was expecting at all because I didn't check it out before, and then I was like, oh man, this is a pop band. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You're used to me going, I really like this band, and it's going to be metalcore,
right?
Or
and I'm
screamo,
like,
or something
okay,
like that. But,
all right,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
huh. This will be interesting conversation. Nice,
See?
cool, fun.
Sometimes I can surprise you.
You surprise me all the time, buddy. All the time. You know what's not a surprise?
Where you can find Bacon is My Podcast.
Damn, you're good.
I saw it on your face.
You did.
I could see it in your eyes.
You did. You could see it. You can find
I
it
could see it in your smile.
bigismypodcast.com, where you can find all of our stuff. You
Everything.
can find episodes. You can find links to everything.
Sweet swag.
Yeah, sweet swag. Bacon is my fashion. Check out that. If you want to help us out, buy a t-shirt. You know, it helps us out. If you want to help us out, go over to strangerhoodtv.com, which is where you can watch these videos. If you're just listening to it right now, thank you. You're awesome. Whatever streaming service you're on, give us a thumbs up or a share or whatever you can do. Also, if you want to see our beautiful faces, because we are striking. We're striking.
Yeah.
We're something. We're something. You can see us.
Strike like a bowling pin.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Like a match that's already burnt out.
Yeah.
You can find us at strangerhoodtv.com, where all these episodes, plus more, plus some from our friends, our bandmates, our buddies, and lots of music and all kinds of stuff too. How about personally? Where can they find you?
personally, I am at Me My Own Self Mike. You could see things about my family, things about my adventures. Just recently went into the city and saw Yellow Card and Story of the Year, which was a lot of fun. I'll be going to the National Aquarium soon, so you can see some fun family things. You can see some of the stuff that I do here, some of the stuff I do with my band, Something Heavy, which you can catch us at Something Heavy Music on all the socials. I believe Twitter, it's different, and I've been saying Something Heavy Music for like forever.
Hashtag but I think professional.
I think it's Something Heavy 1. Don't go there because I don't update it.
All right.
So, but you can catch us on all of our music on all streaming platforms. Something Heavy. We got a new single coming out very soon. We always have a new single coming out very soon. That's just kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Jimsy, what about you?
You can find me at Jimmy G Shoes on all the socials, where you can see pictures of my feet places. Well, not my feet, sickos. My shoes. My shoes places.
Feet are on the Patreon.
My feet, go on the Patreon. Yeah, I was just going to say. Things like me hanging out with my buddy from Indiana who's here to visit and being super silent in the room right now. Mike back there. Hi. You can find out all stuff about my band Craving Strange as well. We're at cravingstrange.net, and that's going to give you all of our links and all of our socials and all of our stuff. We don't have a song coming out, but we are in the process of recording some.
They're always working on it.
We are always working on it. So we got that. We got shows coming up too. So check that out. We also have some Bacon Is My Passion stuff coming out in the works. So stay tuned for that too. You can find that on baconismypodcast.com, or both of our socials will be hitting it up as well as the Twitch stream. We are live occasionally on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And so,
keep a lookout on the socials. We'll make an announcement when we're going live.
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget,
in August we'll be going regularly.
Shave and wipe off your nuts. Promo code BaconPod.
Yeah.
And we also got our buddies at Grill Your Ass Off, veteran-owned company making some really good rubs and seasonings that
He's
are
coming
awesome.
on the show too.
Yeah, we're gonna have him on soon. And Wild Bills. Drink them up as well. All of our sponsors, check out the sponsor page at baconismypodcast.com. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you so much to people that check out the sites. Thank you so much to our friends over at patreon.com/baconismypod. We owe everything to you guys because you guys help us keep the lights on. If you want to help us out, jump over there, check out the tiers. You get all kinds of new content, different stuff, free stuff, longer things, extra stuff, live stuff. Check it all out. Lots of stuff.
Indeed.
Lots of stuff. Hit us up with a review. Give us a 5-star rating. If you don't want to give us a 5-star rating, cool. Give us a 1-star rating, but tell us why. Tell us why.
That's right.
Don't be cheesy. All right.
We want to fix it.
Exactly.
We want to fix it for you.
Either that or we want to give you the finger.
Yeah.
I don't know which one though.
We'll see.
Some are good, some are bad. You never know. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember to ask yourselves every single day
one super important question.
Yeah. What's your bacon? Well, peace.